Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? I hope you're all doing very, very well. Now, have you heard the one about the crashing train? Well, maybe you haven't. Because even though the incident of the crashing train happened on February the 3rd, a good few weeks ago now, it was all hushed up. Only about a week to maybe 8-9 days ago did it start making mainstream news. Other people were reporting on it, and other people who reported on it in the vicinity of where it happened found themselves getting arrested. Okay, you better saddle up because this is going to be interesting and intriguing. So get on board the Controversy and Conspiracy Express. Right, February 3rd, okay. We have one of those gargantuan long American trains. You know, the things that take fucking days to go past you. They just go on and on and on and on. This thing had possibly 120 cars, carriages, whatever you call. No passengers, it's all carrying stuff. And some of that stuff was toxic. Some of it was actually vinyl chloride, which, for those of you who don't know, causes a variety of cancers. Yes, and should not be allowed to seep into the water supply, the soil, or into the air. Bear that in mind. So this train, this great big train, run by a company called Norfolk Southern. Norfolk Southern, right? Hitherto known as twats, liars, life takers, and complete and utter bastards. That's what they are. Right, so their train, it's going through a town called Salem. No, that's not Salem, Massachusetts, it's Salem somewhere else. And caught on CCTV, it's clearly on fire. It is. Think Mars attacks. The undercarriage of this train on one particular vehicle, car, is ablaze. Some said, oh, it's just sparks. It's on fire, folks. It's on fire. I know fire when I see it, and that was fucking raging inferno. And it then goes into a town in Ohio called East Palestine. Now, I know Ohioans and other Americans go Palestine, but it's written as Palestine, so I can't help myself calling it Palestine. So, East Palestine, right? Whereupon it gets derailed, comes off the track, right? Nastiness takes place. Straight away, you know, they go in there, they realise there's toxic materials, hazardous materials on board. It's got 120 carriages, 20 of which were carrying hazardous materials. So they swoop in there. You heard nothing about this at the time. Nothing at all. And we'll discuss why you heard nothing about it and what they covered. They saturated the news with hot air, as in fucking hot air balloons. Yeah, this all comes together, folks. Worry not. They go in there. They realise, shit, you know, if this thing goes up in flames and that entire car blows, we're gonna reduce Ohio to another Tunguska. Google it, Tunguska. It's gonna be absolute Armageddon, right? So we'll do a controlled burn, a controlled explosion. We'll release some of this off, and we'll do it under a controlled environment, right? So the company comes in. This is Norfolk Southern, and their experts come in. And they inform the townspeople, oh, we're going to do it at a certain time. Because the town's in panic. Because this thing it's a big train, it's a big crash, and there's big bad news coming. You've got, well, we'll come on to the devastation. So they schedule it for 3:30 in the afternoon. So everyone, don't, just get away. But they don't do it till later on. Oh, because apparently, the wind direction changed or whatever. So they do burn some of this off in a controlled burning explosion. And what happens? Oh, well, apparently the wind changed direction again. And conditions were not what they wanted. A fucking huge mushroom cloud of chemicals and toxins erupts into the air, into the clouds, into the soil, into the water supply. A massive environmental disaster, life-threatening. And not just for straight away, immediately, oh my God, oh, I can't breathe. All the times who've got sore throats, their eyes are burning, their noses are streaming, they're ill. They're ill with chemicals and toxins, right? The water supply is fucked. They got told about a day or two afterwards, don't worry, the water's fine now. They were told to just drink bottled water the first day or so. Water's fine, it's been checked, water's fine. The air's okay, nothing is contaminated. Bullshit. Pure and utter bollocks. There's loads of footage of people throwing things into the streams in that town. The streams, the brooks, throwing logs into a lovely, beatific stream. When it hits the water, what happens? The water changes colour. It goes all the colours of the rainbow. You know when you see a puddle which has got like oil or petrol in it, and it's got all that lovely purpley sort of purple, lilac and blues. Yeah, that. Drinkable? Huh, mais non. When they boil water, it apparently still has a film of oil on top, even though it's been boiled. Oh, that's drinkable, isn't it? That sounds safe. We're okay. Because we believe what the company's told us. The company has sent in guys in fucking hazmat gear and all that, and loads of readings are being taken, studying, all of this. All of this took place over weeks. We are now on, let me just check. It is the 24th of February 2023. The train crash was on the 3rd of February, right? But why did this not get into the mainstream news? Well, it didn't get into the mainstream news because they managed to block mainstream news with absolute bullshit about Chinese spy balloons and then other unidentified aerial phenomena, UFOs as we used to call them, and we shoot them down. The news, the mainstream was dominated by that bullshit story. So you've got presidential people, you've got Congress talking about UFOs. We don't believe it's aliens, but we don't rule it out. These fucking top brass stupid Air Force generals, fucking wankers, are standing there. Well, yeah, we're not sure what they are, but we've shot them down anyway. And we're in the process of retrieving all of the debris and the evidence. All right, one over Canada, Justin, whatever his fucking name is, that Canadian dork, using American air power to take it down over his airspace. And there was about 4 of these things were shot down. Oh, loads of footage of all that. It was saturating the news completely. And we're all like, oh my God, the actual US government's talking about an alien invasion? Wow. But they're laughing at the same time. Of course they are. It's because it was complete smokescreen because a massive environmental disaster had taken place on their doorstep in Ohio. Right. Only local TV stations and radio stations reported it, and even that was massively suppressed. This is no word of a lie. This is exactly what has happened. But now it's talked about. Now we've got the news. So, in the scant few weeks afterwards, there's been at least 3 more train derailments. No, I'm not saying they're connected. I'm not. I don't know. In one of these instances, the train driver himself was killed. Very unfortunate. In another incident, with a train being derailed, witnesses do state that there was an explosion underneath the train. And rumours are, now again, I'm just saying this, I don't know this for a fact, I do not know it for a fact, but a lot of people have said that train was derailed on purpose. There was an explosive device underneath the carriage. Not a large explosive, the size of a pinhead, just big enough to pop the train, that carriage, off the track and derail the train itself. Yeah. There is also, I don't know if it's still there, but it was sent me there a few days ago, one of these fucking 3-mile long ominous trains parked just on the tracks out in massive rural California. It's just sitting there. All the local residents and people who own farms and ranches there said, well, nothing ever comes down these tracks. And this just suddenly appeared. There's no one operating it. It's just sitting there. You go and look, it's filmed, it's there. What's it doing there? Is that prepped for some other derailment and explosion somewhere else? Okay, right. Let's go back to 2022, just last year. Adam Driver, that horse-faced, superstar actor, Adam Driver, is in a film called White Noise. There's several films called White Noise, but this is the newest one. It's a Netflix movie, and it exists. It's not fake, it exists. Go and check it out, it's there. I did. Shit as well. And guess what? It's about a train that gets derailed in an Ohio town, which has got chemicals which then erupt into the ground, the air, the water, and everyone has to be quarantined and evacuated. Where did he film it? East Palestine. All the people, the real townspeople, are in that movie as extras, playing the people of this town in the film. That was last year. What? So they make a film about a train derailment and a chemical toxic leak into the environment, threatening everybody and everything. And then a year later, it actually genuinely happens in the area where they filmed it with the people that were in the movie. Oh, what are the chances of that? Then again on this, that town again, you're gonna love this. That town is also one of the first recipients of the digital ID. The digital ID, which your government in America, my government here in the UK, all want us to have. That digital passport, the ID, which will clock your every movement. You'll be monitored and surveilled upon continually. But they said to the people of East Palestine that it's great for your health, it monitors everything, so your health will be checked. So they said this, should there be any disaster, any contamination, we can monitor everything. And then it happens. Oh, fucking really? Really? Well, what a string of coincidences. Well, it's a good job we had our preparation making that film a year before, because now we know what to do, don't we? And it's a good job we've got our digital IDs, which will monitor, our health. Fuck off. Just fuck off. Norfolk Southern, right, the company, the train company, operating trains which are miles long, with a brake system from when? The same brake system the trains had during the American Civil War, 1860, 1864. Norfolk Southern were part of a pioneering group to create a new brake system for these big trains. Oh, I don't know, all digital and pneumatic, I don't know. It was massively great stuff. Because these trains, you put the brakes on, the size of them, the speed they're going, it takes them miles to stop. So you want a train that stops a lot quicker. So they helped pioneer a new brake system which would stop the train a lot more quickly, save a town from an explosion, say. I don't know, just plucking that from thin air. That could never happen, could it? No, it's only in movies. Right? And then they get told, it's worked, it's brilliant. So you're going to roll it out to all your trains. And they went, oh, no, because it's going to cost billions and billions for us to roll that out and put it and install it in all our trains. So no. So they lobbied American government, to get that quashed. So they weren't going to do it. So they didn't do it. They didn't do it at all. So they're still using those trains that have all derailed, all of them. And they've got a history of derailing trains. Have not Norfolk Southern. Okay, we'll come on to a previous case, very similar to this one. So Norfolk Southern have managed to keep these antiquated brake systems on. They're transporting hazardous material across America. They're derailing trains. Then they're trying to cover it all up. How have they done that, Kilt-Man? How have they covered it all up? Well, they're paying the government for one thing. Don't believe me? Okay, get on this. Their staff, their railroad staff, their rail workers, have long been campaigning for better pay, better conditions. But the company said, oh, no. Oh, we'll go on strike then. The company has cut back on their workforce and there's no pay rises, which with inflation amounts to a wage loss. Also, no paid sick leave for you guys, no. Oh, in that case, our union says we should go on strike. Norfolk Southern go on to the government. What? We can't have this. So the government, Biden, Sleepy Joe Biden, who's made a guest appearance here, there he is. Oh, look, his eyes are open for once. Takes the money and says, right, yeah, it's illegal. Yeah, you can't go on strike. What? You can't go on strike? It's actually illegal to go on strike. So workers' rights and all that. Where's your care for the workers? Which you, Biden, actually said during your fucking election campaign, all paid for by the likes of Norfolk Southern and Big Pharma and every fucking other big corporation. You said you're going to pride yourself on looking after the workers, the workforce, the American people. That's all you can fucking say, the American people. Democracy. You know, Horlicks. And is it bedtime yet? What year are we in? Where are we? He's a fucking senile old cunt, is what that guy is. But don't go thinking he makes the decisions anyway. He's not even making any fucking decisions. He hasn't got a fucking clue. He wakes up in the morning and his eyes open. He's like, I'm still alive. He can't believe he's still alive. Oh, twat. Fucking lying twat as well. So, I'll defend the workers. Make America great again. I'm going to do this, going to do that. You threatened these railroad workers with being arrested if they went on strike. Arrested? For what? Trying to defend their own rights as workers and as human beings. Oh, you'd be arrested for that. Where are we? China? Chinese spy balloons. Go and check out those top secret documents that were found in your garage. Whereas, you take Trump to court over things that apparently were found with him. But the things that are found in your place, no, we don't no need to look at that. Okay. Getting political now, Kilt-Man. The whole thing is political. The whole thing is. But it's much scarier than that. So he's okayed Norfolk Southern to if you go on strike, you'll be arrested. You're going to work longer hours with less people doing more work for less pay. Genius. So they cause a disaster. Okay, what happens? They bring in their own outside contractors, who they always bring in, with a history of controversial decisions, which have been proved to be completely erroneous, malicious, and fucking downright lies. These are people called, I have to refer to this, CTEH. That is the Centre for Toxicology and Environmental Health, right? Guys in fucking hazmat suits. Think George Romero's The Crazies. They come in, but it's been proved. Don't just take my word for it. You go and Google it. You go and research it. It is out there. The information is all there. And they've done this throughout many environmental disasters. CTEH go in there, right? And they get paid by the corporations, the companies who've, oh my God, massive oil slick. Oh God, bring these guys in and we'll pay them to come up with the information that we want to be made public. So CTEH, as they've done here in East Palestine, in Ohio, with this train crash, what they've done, exactly true to form. Water's fine, air's fine, soil's fine. Go back, drink, eat, make love on the ground. Everything's great. Go skinny dipping in the pools and the rivers. It's all fine here. And all their meter readings and toxicology readings are all doctored for the public. But the real stuff goes back to the corporation and the company, who know the real extent of the damage that they've caused. Don't take my word for it. Do yourself a favour and go and look for yourselves. I heard about this, so I went and looked, and there's so many allegations and whistleblowers, so many. How are they still in business? Well, they're in business, same as all the big corporations, because there are multiple layers of protection. Them protecting the corporation, who pays them, so they're looked after. The corporation pays the government looks after them, changes legislation to protect them. Everyone is nice, big, cosy family, all looking after each other. So who suffers then, Kilt-Man? You go and ask the townsfolk. A mushroom cloud, like fucking Nagasaki, erupted over the town. The clouds turned day into night, and they were acidic clouds, acid rain, fucking birds and animals dropping dead. The effects of vinyl chloride, for one thing, and there's other chemicals. I'm just picking the best one, you know. The other chemicals, everything combined, can cause long-lasting effects to the environment and obviously anyone in the vicinity for 10 years to 20 years and beyond. This is a colossal environmental disaster. Are there other disasters waiting to happen? These other trains. This mysterious fucking big black train in California. That may have moved on now. I don't know. That was days ago I saw footage of that. But, right. Something else has happened as well. Get on this. I think this was yesterday, or it may have been the day before that. A plane took off. One of those small little planes from South Carolina. And it crashed. Killed everyone on board. So 5 people dead. The pilot and the passengers. Oh, God, that's tragic. What's that got to do with it? Well, who was on board? Everybody on board that plane, including the pilot, worked for CTEH, this toxicology centre. Everybody on board that plane that crashed worked for them. Well, that's a coincidence. Well, why would they kill their own people? Maybe they didn't. Maybe that it is just a genuine, just one of those horrific coincidences. I mean, I don't wish anyone to be killed. Well, no, there are who deserve to be brought out and shot in the back of the head, who are genuine traitors and scandalous bastards who are lining their own pockets with the blood and the lives of innocent people just to make a profit. Or is it something far bigger? To use balloons and UFOs as a smokescreen while you're covering up a massive disaster. Biden makes a surprise visit to the Ukraine. Doesn't bother going to Ohio to come and see his own people. Doesn't do that, does he? Pledges billions in ammunition and weapons and training and support for the Ukrainians. Yeah, great. What about your own people? You can let this happen on your own doorstep. Of course you are, because you fucking arranged it. Well, you didn't, because you're an idiot. You can't even walk up and down the fucking steps of Air Force One. Because you're senile, mate. You're senile. Look, I don't care what you think. That guy is a fucking old wreck. And you want him in charge of your country? Good luck. Good luck to you. Farewell and adieu, you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, the ladies of Spain. Oh, we've received orders for the sail back to Boston. So nevermore will I see you again. Because you're all going to go up in fucking flames. Because your government is going to fucking throw you under the train. Literally. Cheers, John. Well, Kilt-Man, what about FEMA? FEMA, who come into every disaster. Right, FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency. Notice how they're all agencies. You've got the EPA as well. The Environmental Protection Agency. Agencies. Don't trust agencies. Never trust agencies. Do you know where the FBI came from? The Pinkertons. The Pinkerton detectives from the Wild West. Very successful. Brilliant they were. They became the Pinkerton Agency. And the Pinkerton Agency then became the FBI. But the Pinkerton Agency had to be disbanded because they were corrupt. They turned corrupt. And then the FBI took over. That was on the same principles of the Pinkerton Agency, but without the corruption. Only now, and this isn't just Biden, this has been the FBI for quite some time now, has gone slowly more and more corrupt, are lying, are closing ranks, are making scapegoats of their own people. Yes, the FBI has gone the way of the Pinkertons. So agencies, it's just something in the name. Agency, you're just in it for profits, you're in it for what you can do, and backhanders and corruption again. It's like Bat the Rat, the more you hit, it pops up there, corruption, in the end you're overwhelmed with corruption. This is not something that you don't already know, but because of this train crash, other train crashes, and the plane crash now, and the smokescreen, and the complete news blackout filled a news void, filled with all this bullshit about balloons and aerial phenomena and shooting them down. If you're that concerned about things that invaded your airspace that you shot them down, why did you call off the search for debris? You'd want everything, wouldn't you? You made the public massively aware of this threat, but you kind of laughed it off at the same time. Folks, are you seeing what's going on? Of course you are. The only one who probably can't see what's going on is Biden with his alien black eyes. No, I hate the cunts that do. I think he's a fucking lying shitbag. As indeed most American government officials. All of them, yeah. Oh, I mentioned FEMA, right? So FEMA come in whenever there's a disaster, right? When they were notified about this train wreck, which this whole fucking story is, it's a massive train wreck. They said, oh no, we only do hurricanes and tornadoes and maybe floods, that's it. Really? Federal Emergency Management Agency. You're meant to look after any emergency that threatens the American people. That's the feds. The feds are breaking through now. Do you hear them? They're tunneling through. Well, fucking good luck with that. So what do you think, folks? What do you think's going on here? Something clearly is. Is it actually, oh my God, the balloons and the UFOs were real? So we need something else to happen. Let's blow up a few trains and then we'll report it later. So everyone will think that the UFOs were a smokescreen, but we'll focus on that instead and all the environmental disaster. So one cover up to hide another cover up. Oh, it's just cover. Norfolk Southern, back in 2005, did this exact same thing again. They crashed a train in a place called, I wrote this down somewhere, Graniteville, South Carolina. And the exact same thing happened. Everyone was sick, poisoned, and they brought in, CTEH came in. Oh, a big whitewash of the whole fucking thing, but everyone was still ill. But what they did, they brought in, this is where the EPA came in, the Environmental Protection Agency, and all the townspeople of Graniteville were kind of made to sign, there's a payout for you, for all your discomfort and, all sort of compensation. But sign here and you'll get that payment. But if you read the small print of the contract, you could then not ever accuse that company of anything ever again. So of course the people did it because they wanted payout. Norfolk Southern has offered a million to this town right now, East Palestine. A million, but it works out to like $1,000 each to each family. That's what it amounts to, which is fuck all. Let's be honest, that's fuck all. If you've got cancer now, your business is ruined. There's businesses have been ruined. There's trucks, haulage companies who've now lost all their business because no one wants their trucks now. And they've got workers there who've got to lay off. Their livelihood's gone because of this. And you're going to offer a measly $1,000 and the same contract, obviously. Something else for you. Right, the town mayor said, like, right, everyone's up in arms about this. We want answers. We want Norfolk Southern, the company ran the train, to come and talk to us and give us the answers that we need. Right? So Norfolk Southern said, yeah, okay, we'll come, yeah. So right, but it's going to be in the town hall. Everyone's going to be there, open forum. At the last minute, they said, no. Can you move it to like a sports hall or somewhere like that? Okay. But Norfolk Southern went in there and put booths up. Booths. So that they would have their people like floating up and down the booths so that anyone who happened to catch one of them at the booth could ask them a question and they could quickly move on and get out of the way of it. And they were going to hand out pamphlets with just everything's fine, everything's okay. This is what was it. Don't worry about it. Everything's great. Go back to bed, drink the water, make love in the grass, go swimming in the brook. So the mayor said, no, don't do that. We're going to have it maybe in the same place, but get rid of them booths. And it's going to be open forum. We want you sitting here so that all of us from the town can ask you questions and you have to answer to us and we all hear the answers. Yeah? So what happened? Norfolk Southern suddenly refused to go. They said, they were afraid for their own safety. You fucking lying pussies. I hope and pray that you end up fucking imbibing of your own toxic sludge and you'll all fucking melt away. You absolute lying shitbags. It makes my fucking blood boil. The way the blood is boiling, probably skin's boiling as well in that poor town. You absolute bastards. With an absolute shit shower of a government looking after you. America. As good old Harold Shand, Bob Hoskins in The Long Gun Friday says, when he realises the mafia haven't got any fucking bottle, says the mafia, I shit him. American government shit on you. Fucking travesty. Our government in the UK is no better. All liars, all charlatans. Cheers, y'all. When's the world going to wake up and do something? When's the world going to stop taking the false narrative? Here you are. Sociology at the moment. Sociology. A very discipline of education which is brilliant and encourages thinking, critical thinking, thinking outside the box and studying the world, society and governments and politics and everything that it encompasses. Our government wants you don't really need sociology. Just focus on English and maths. That's what they've done. That's what they want to do. Right. Very pertaining to all of this. Sociology. This is what they're studying right now. Agenda setting. And by the way, I know this because my daughter's studying it. So there you go. No fake news here, folks. Agenda setting. That's the ability of the media to focus public attention on particular topics and so direct public discussion and debate onto these topics to divert away from something else. We've just gone through that with fucking 3.5 to 4 weeks of the Nikki Bully missing woman mystery. I wasted so many hours discussing that. At the moment, I'm not going to say what my real thoughts about that case are. Not right now, but when I do. News values. The criteria by which journalists and editors decide whether a story is newsworthy enough to make it into the newspaper's news bulletins. All right. And there's examples of all this, but you don't need the examples because this fucking speaks for itself. These bullet point criteria is exactly what's happening right now. Deviance amplification. where the media and public reaction to deviance actually leads to more of the same behaviour. Talking about riots all the time, riots, trouble, fighting in the streets, leads to more. And by exaggerating the numbers involved in what maybe one small incident, instead of like 10 people being involved, oh, there was 100, 200 people involved. Oh, it stokes up much more in the masses and creates a ripple effect. You know this, a domino effect. Folk devil. A group of people in society who are blamed by the media for crimes. You've just had this with the Nicky Bully mystery. What did they go and do? To hide and mask Lancashire police and the inept investigation and the blatant lies and bullshit throughout a lot of it. They blamed, and they love this phrase, the TikTok detectives. You know, the social media sleuths who are out there, you know, doing stuff and saying things. It never fucking bothered you before, but now, because you want to bring in a bill to try and curb freedom of speech even more. This is in this country, but it'd be worldwide as well. Well, Western worldwide. To try and curb what people say on social media. I agree with certain elements. Of course, you know, you don't want bullying on social media, and the platforms should be more accountable. I totally invest in that. But freedom of speech is something that you cannot and should not try to eradicate and erode and take away rights from people. But that's what they want to do. That is what they want to do. And the Nicky Bully case is a huge fucking accusation about people on social media. And because, all the mainstream media is an uproar about it. Mainstream media, who created the whole fucking thing in the first place, who forced the narrative upon us, all those other steps I just read, they are guilty of. They created it all, and then they demonise a certain minority. The folk devil. You are getting this. You guys are not stupid. You are getting this. You don't want to hear it. Most people don't want to hear it. But it's fucking true. It's fucking happening. Moral panic. An exaggeration of a problem by which the media leads to a feeling of fear spread amongst society. I don't need to give you any examples of that. I'll read it again. Moral panic. An exaggeration of a problem by the media which leads to a feeling of fear spread among society. Spy balloons, missing people, lack of trust in the police. A big pesky pandemic. I don't know, I'm just shooting, pissing in the breeze. I don't know, but I'm just saying. That pandemic brought in new laws. That pandemic showed governments that they can keep the masses down and suppressed by fear. And now they're hell-bent on doing it again and again and again and again. Folks, think for yourselves. My channel, this channel here, right now, this is my channel, this is what I do. Is about movies, masks, merchandise, madness, me sitting here drinking whiskey and having fun. But I do have principles, I do have morals. I admit they don't manifest themselves all that often, but I hate the direction this world's going in. And it's been going in it for a long time. This is not new, but it is definitely accelerating. Don't get on board that express. It's heading for a fucking toxic bloody crater. Get off that train now. Get off that train. Think for yourselves. You've got families. Well, you've got families, you've got kids. Your kids are going to grow up in a world of digital IDs. Big Brother, literally breathing down your neck. And his breath, if he so decides, will be toxic. Oh, jab. Yeah, it's for the greater good. Don't get me on the World Health Organization and the bureaucracy, corruption and barefaced lies that they've come up with as well. Oh God, what? He just said, now he's attacking Doctor Who. No, the World Health Organization. Yeah. Because America has signed over, or is in the process of signing over, all jurisdiction and legalities and authority to the World Health Organization in the event of another pandemic. So it won't be your government that's saying, oh, we're going to lock down. If it happens, it's another organization which is going to immediately put in place its own statutes and laws. Fucking bullshit. Absolute fucking bullshit. As I say, you guys aren't stupid. Please open your eyes, open your ears, and I implore you to do your own research. Please don't take my word for it. You know, I'm a whiskey swilling fucking guy that cavorts around town with his silly hair and his kilt, and he has a lot of fun doing it. But as I said before, I do have principles, I do have morals, and I see people in charge of us, all of us, that have none of those. None. Absolutely none. And you want to take their word for it? If they want something to happen, they'll make it happen. And if they want you to believe that something else happened instead, they'll make you believe it. They control everything. The media. We've just learned all about how the media is controlled and how the media controls us and how they use the media to manipulate the news. A massive environmental disaster in Ohio, and it took us weeks to find out about it. Because we're all looking at the sky for like, oh, well, I love UFOs and aliens, so I'm always looking at the sky. But they got everybody looking up when they should have been looking down. Looking elsewhere, looking behind the curtain. Folks, I have been always shall be Kilt-Man. Please, in the meantime, in this ever exposing in between time, keep it Celtic, keep it Celtic. And whenever someone from an official standing says, we want to be transparent, integrity and candour is, our watchwords. Watch his fucking Pinocchio nose growing. Or hairs. Or non-binary. Guys, I'll be back. And they want to rewrite Roald Dahl as well. What? Video on that coming up very soon as well. Not having that. The Oompa Loompas remain as Oompa Loompas. And the witches are bald underneath their wigs. And long fingers. Oh, that's mocking deformity. Augustus Gloop was a fat bastard. He was a fat, greedy bastard. And it shall remain so. I have the uncut version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Uncut. That's like a video nasty, that now, apparently. I will be discussing that. By the way, folks, there'll be a watch party this weekend. Oh yes. I have not yet decided what film it's going to be, but stay tuned. It should be fun. As I say, this channel is about movies primarily. And it shall be again. Maybe we watch that Adam Driver movie, White Noise, about a train crashing in Ohio. And a toxic cloud. Maybe we should watch that. Oh,